Hey guys, it's Vanity, and today I have a braid out hair tutorial for you all. You're going to need some small rubber bands, not your mother's texturizing hairspray, and got to be mousse, 2 hair clips, and a comb. Now I'm just going to start by parting my hair. I'm going to part it at the very bottom so that I can have that bottom section of my hair in order to start the braiding process. And I'm just going to tie up the rest of the hair with my 2 clips so that I can braid without any other hair getting in the way. Now I'm going to divide this section in 2, and I'm going to comb through it, and I'm just going to add that texturizing spray now on both sides. And I'm just gonna comb the product through the hair. Now I'm going to start braiding. I have chosen to take sections of about an inch for my braids because I want my curls to be tight but not too tight. The smaller that you do your braids, the tighter that your curl will be. So keep that in mind when you plan on creating the braid. That's the style that you will get. Now I'm just doing a basic braid. If you can see. Now I'm going to use one of those small rubber bands to tie it. And I'm just going to loop the bottom part, as you can see. That way the ends don't look crazy. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to spray it down with this texturizing spray. Comb it through. And now I'm just going to braid it down again like I did with the other side. Now, once again, I'm tying the bottom of my braid in order to keep it together, and don't forget to loop your ends. You can see the loops I make here. Now I'm going to speed this process up a little bit. I'm going to divide my hair again, almost the same amount of hair. Now I'm just going to spray it down. And now I chose to do this one braid only, simply because I wanted it to have a different shape. I do my braids in different directions or in different places. That way it gives more of a loose, wavy style. It looks like it has more movement to it. But you can choose to do your braids however you like. I choose to do them at random. That way my hair can look more like it has more volume to it. And once again, tying it up and looping the ends. And I'm pretty much going to do the same thing for this side. Just comb that product through. Now I'm going to take this part from the front, and I'm just going to take this one piece and then, as always, comb it through. And I'm going to divide this part in two because it's much larger. As always, spray it down. The products you use are very important because the products will determine how long your braids will hold. So as always, 1 inch of a braid. I'm just gonna braid that down. Now I'm going to do the same process for this other piece. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. I'm gonna leave the middle part for last because I want to make sure that I part my hair and braid it in a way that I want the part to be when the braid out is done. So I'm just gonna spray this down, divide it into 2 once again. I usually do the same for each side just so that it can have the same amount of volume, but like I said, there's not one way to do this. It all depends on how you want your hair to look. Now I'm just going to do the other braid. Now I'm going to do the middle part. And I'm going to separate that part in the back. And I did take a bigger piece of hair because I want the hair in the back to be a looser style. And I'm just going to create this one solid braid. Now I'm going to do the last part. This is where you decide what part you want. I decided to have a middle part. So now I'm just going to comb this hair through, spray it down, and create one big braid. Like I said before, the different size braids make more volume, they create more dimension to the style, so that's why I choose to do it this way. And now I'm just gonna do the same thing to the other side. Now I'm going to go in with my Got To Be mousse, and I'm going to apply it all over the braids. I choose to apply this mousse even though I applied a texturizing spray because I feel that this style requires more of a hold. So I'm just gonna go through every braid and apply that amount that I showed. I will include the name of the sprays in the description box. As you see, I'm just making sure I applied everywhere. That's the final look. I did keep the braids in overnight, so this is the next day. And now I'm just going to take them down to show the results. That's the first braid. As you can see, it's a very nice curl pattern. And this style usually holds for about 3 days. And as you can see, depending on the size of the braid is how the curl came out. I do fluff the curls out a bit, but I don't comb them through because that does ruin the shape. So there's one side, that's how it looks. That's how this side looks. If you do want to style it, I suggest just finger combing it in case you do want to give it a more fluffy shape, but I don't suggest combing through it. And this is my final result. It's a very easy style. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.